Have you ever made a promise to yourself and broken it before the day was over? Maybe you told yourself you'd wake up early, but you kept hitting the snooze button. Maybe you planned to exercise, study, save money, or finally start that dream you've been talking about for years. Yet somehow, distractions won again. At first, it feels like a small failure, but after enough broken promises, something much deeper begins to happen. You stop trusting yourself. And when you stop trusting yourself, confidence slowly disappears. The truth is that the biggest battle in life isn't against other people. It's the quiet battle between the person you are today and the person you know you could become. That battle is won with one powerful trait: self-discipline. We live in a world designed to steal our attention. Every day, notifications compete for our focus. Entertainment is available every second. Comfort is always just one click away. We are constantly encouraged to choose what feels good now instead of what will help us later. That is why self-discipline has become more valuable than ever before. It isn't about living a perfect life or denying yourself every pleasure. It is about making choices today that your future self will thank you for tomorrow. While talent may open a door, discipline is what keeps you moving forward long after excitement fades. Motivation comes and goes like the weather, but discipline stays when emotions change. Many people believe successful people simply have more motivation than everyone else. The truth is often the opposite. They don't always feel motivated. They simply learned not to depend on motivation. They understand that feelings are temporary, but habits shape a lifetime. Think about the people you admire. Whether they're athletes, business owners, artists, teachers, or parents, they all share one thing in common. They continue doing what matters even when they don't feel like doing it. That is the hidden power of self-discipline. It gives ordinary people the ability to achieve extraordinary results through consistent action. Imagine planting a tree. You don't see growth overnight. Day after day, you water it, protect it, and care for it. There are moments when it looks like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger. Eventually, that tree becomes tall enough to provide shade for generations. Self-discipline works the same way. Every small decision you make builds invisible roots. Choosing to wake up instead of sleeping in, finishing your work before watching television, saving a little money instead of spending everything, reading one more chapter instead of scrolling for another hour. These moments may seem small, but together they create a completely different future. One of the biggest misunderstandings about discipline is believing it limits freedom. In reality, discipline creates freedom. A disciplined student earns more opportunities. A disciplined worker gains trust and respect. A disciplined entrepreneur builds lasting success. A disciplined athlete gains physical strength and confidence. Even in relationships, discipline helps people communicate better, keep promises, and remain loyal through difficult times. The more control you have over yourself, the less your life is controlled by circumstances. Here's an original thought to remember. Self-discipline is the bridge between the dreams you imagine and the life you eventually live. Think about that for a moment. Dreams alone cannot carry you across the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Hope cannot build that bridge. Wishing cannot build it. Only daily actions, repeated consistently, create that path. Every disciplined choice places another strong piece onto that bridge. Another original reminder is this: every time you keep a promise to yourself, you become someone you can trust. Confidence isn't something you buy. It isn't something people give you. Confidence grows every time your actions match your words. If you say you'll wake up early and you do it, trust grows. If you say you'll finish your project and you follow through, trust grows again. Eventually, you no longer wonder if you're capable. You know you are because you've proven it to yourself. Here's another thought worth carrying through life. Small victories repeated daily become the foundation of remarkable success. People often wait for one huge breakthrough, but life usually changes through thousands of tiny decisions. The person who improves just a little every day often surpasses the person who waits for the perfect moment. Great achievements rarely happen all at once. They're built quietly when nobody is watching. And remember this: discipline whispers today so success can speak tomorrow. Discipline is rarely loud. It doesn't seek attention. It happens in quiet mornings, focused afternoons, and determined evenings. Most people never see the effort behind someone's success. They only notice the results. But every impressive result has a long history of unseen discipline behind it. Let's make this practical. Imagine someone starting a new career. The first weeks are exciting, but soon the work becomes difficult. They make mistakes. They feel overwhelmed. Some people quit because the excitement disappears. Others stay because they understand that discipline matters more than excitement. Months later, they have new skills, stronger confidence, and opportunities they never imagined. The difference wasn't talent alone. It was consistency. Or think about someone trying to improve their health. They don't lose all the weight in 1 week. They don't become strong after one workout, but every healthy meal, every walk, every workout, every good night's sleep becomes another investment in their future. Eventually, the mirror changes, but more importantly, their mindset changes. They realize they are capable of doing difficult things. Maybe you're building a business. Maybe you're raising a family. Maybe you're trying to overcome anxiety, fear, or self-doubt. Whatever your challenge is, discipline remains one of your greatest allies. It reminds you that progress doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Sometimes the greatest victory is simply refusing to quit. There will be days when life becomes messy. Unexpected problems will appear. You will feel tired, discouraged, and frustrated. Those are the moments when discipline becomes more important than motivation. Anyone can work when everything feels easy. The strongest growth happens when you continue despite discomfort. Every difficult day you overcome strengthens your character for the challenges ahead. Building self-discipline doesn't require changing your entire life overnight. It starts with one decision. Wake up when your alarm rings. Finish what you start. Keep your workspace organized. Read a few pages each day. Exercise for 20 minutes. Drink more water. Put your phone away during important conversations. Save a small amount of money regularly. Practice gratitude before sleeping. These actions may seem ordinary, but extraordinary lives are built from ordinary habits practiced consistently. It also helps to understand that failure is part of the journey. Missing one workout doesn't ruin your fitness. One bad day doesn't erase months of progress. One mistake doesn't define your future. Discipline isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up every single time. People who succeed aren't perfect. They simply refuse to let temporary setbacks become permanent excuses. Now imagine a young man named Daniel. He grew up believing success belonged to other people. Every year he made big plans. Every year he quit after a few weeks. One evening, after another disappointing day, he looked in the mirror and realized his biggest obstacle wasn't bad luck or lack of talent. It was his habit of giving up whenever things became uncomfortable. That night, he made one simple promise. He wouldn't chase perfection anymore. He would chase consistency. The next morning, Daniel woke up 30 minutes earlier than usual. He read 10 pages of a book. He exercised for 20 minutes. He completed his most important task before checking social media. None of these actions changed his life in one day, but he repeated them the next day, then the next. Weeks turned into months. Friends began noticing his confidence. His employer noticed his reliability. New opportunities appeared because people trusted him. More importantly, Daniel finally trusted himself. The same person who once doubted everything he could accomplish became someone who quietly handled challenges with determination. His success didn't come from one lucky moment. It came from thousands of disciplined moments that nobody applauded. Now ask yourself a few honest questions. What promise have you been delaying? What dream keeps returning to your mind? What habit is quietly stealing your potential? Are you waiting for motivation to magically appear, or are you willing to act even when motivation is missing? If your future self could speak to you today, what decision would they beg you to make before this day ends? Imagine where your life could be 1 year from now if you became just 1% more disciplined every day. Think about the books you could finish, the skills you could learn, the money you could save, the health you could build, the relationships you could strengthen, and the confidence you could develop. The future isn't created by giant leaps taken once in a while. It is created by small steps taken consistently. Remember that every sunrise gives you another chance to become the person you want to be. Yesterday cannot be changed, but today is completely in your hands. You don't need the perfect circumstances. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to know every answer before you begin. You only need the courage to take the next right step and the discipline to keep taking it tomorrow. One day, people may look at your life and call you lucky. They may admire your achievements without seeing the years of quiet effort behind them. They'll notice the results, but not the sacrifices. They'll celebrate the destination without understanding the journey. And that's okay, because the greatest reward of self-discipline isn't recognition from others. It's becoming someone who knows they can rely on themselves no matter what life brings. So don't wait for the perfect Monday. Don't wait for the perfect season. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Start with what you have. Start where you are. The smallest disciplined action taken today is more powerful than the biggest dream postponed till tomorrow. Always remember this final message. Your future is not decided by your biggest dream. Your